Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about the Six Nations preview. So what do I think about this Six Nations preview? This round of Six Nations is going to be very interesting, so let's just get into it. So we've got Italy at home to Ireland in Rome. I'm honestly not sure of how these two sides will go. Ireland not having the best of starts to the Six Nations. Yeah. And what can I expect now from the the English-Welsh game? I think that it's going to be a tight tussle. The Welsh are getting up. Not a big fan of English. Yeah. What else do I think about this week's lineup of Six Nations matches? France. Well, the big news coming out of their camp is that they've got more people who have tested positive to COVID just than the staffer and the coach. There's about 6 or 7 players off the top of my head that have tested positive in the last sort of couple of days. So they'll take no further part in the game against Scotland in Paris on Monday Australian time, Sunday UK time. Well, what can we expect from the French? I think we can expect a lot from their game against the Irish in Dublin. They played exceptionally well, and they have been for the last couple of matches. Yeah. Now, what can you expect back to the Italians? I feel like how they played against England for that first half at least was not a bad outcome for the Italians. But the Irish last game against the Welsh was... The previous game against the Welsh was a bit of a downer for the Irish. And then the French game, in that Welsh game before the break, I thought that they were a bit lackadaisical, to put it almost pedestrian how they took their approach to the game, and it does not pay out for them if they do the style of game plan that they did against the Welsh. But the flip side of the coin, if they played like how they played against France in Dublin, it could be game on. Now the English, they're a strong force. They had a little bit of a scare against the Italians last week, but I feel like that they'll be ready to rock and roll for the game against the Welsh in Cardiff. Now, no Justin Tipperick for the Welsh. He's injured. So Josh Navidi comes in. Very hard ball runner and likes to take it up. A bit of like a Tipperick style player. Also Josh Adams comes in back from his suspension for the Welsh. What will I make of his performance in that match? I don't know what we should expect or would expect from Josh Adams. Don't mind me, he's a very good player, but I just feel like that he's got a bit of time to get himself into the game as such, where he can take a little bit more time to get into the games but he has played in the past. And what can I say? A big fan of Lee Halfpenny myself. I feel like Lee will get the job done for the Welsh. Well, and then we go back to the Italians. The Italians, relatively unchanged from their... I'm going to assume that it's relatively unchanged from their game against the English at Twickenham. What can I expect? Carlo Kana playing inside. I just think he's a better... is a nice stable head at that position. I actually prefer him at 12 than 10, but that's just me. Or on any other position. What do I think of Jacopo Trula, which is a bit of an interesting one. Yeah, I like his play, I like his running. He's a very quick off the mark sort of player, and that will be needed against the Irish. Because the Irish like to play in recent times they're very off the cuff play, and the players sort of get used to how the other teams get used to how the Irish play. And also the French got a bit surprised by the fact that the Irish were so off the cuff in their attack. Now, the Scots and the French game. Well, I feel like it'll be France all the way in this one, but it could be close. If they had the team that, or a similar team that played Ireland in Dublin, I think they could go really well, or they could, or the Scots for the game that they played at home against the Welsh. What do I think of this Scottish team going into the game? Hogg was brilliant against Wales and England. So, and also the Greys were pretty good. Unfortunately, no Xander Fagerson, sorry for the Scots. He got a red card against the Welsh. So, he's got his 3 weeks. Yeah. So, do I think that the Scots in Paris v the French? I just feel like it'll be a bit of a walkover sort of match for the French, but could be as I'm saying now, it's could be anyone's game. There's been some close contests in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see. Same with those Welsh-English matches. In the past, they've been quite close, and I feel like that game will be quite close. I'm tipping 9 to the Welsh. Now, what am I tipping for the first game of the weekend in the Six Nations? I feel like the Italians need to have a boil over. So then Ireland not playing so well in the last couple of games could give them, the Italians, that spark that they need to try and beat a team like Ireland, who are, as I said, they've come off lots and lots of losses. One of them being very close to the French last week. The week before last. Well, I wasn't surprised that the Irish lost the week before last, because the French are a very good team at the moment, and even though they're without, the French were without Bryce Dillon and Antoine Dupont, I still feel like that the French will be able to overpower the Scots just in their sheer power of Was and Co. I haven't heard of any other news out of the Six Nations, but we've got round 2 of Super Rugby. Yeah, I feel like round 2 of Super Rugby will be interesting. Just seeing the Waratahs' performance last week was, let's just say, dismal. 50 points, I'm going to go with the Brumbies. And for the Reds Melbourne game, I feel like, yeah, it could be a close one. They always have been. Yeah, I feel like that there's going to be down to the wire stuff, and there'll also be a lot of different stories to come out of that game. Yeah, Harry out.